In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how I went from £14,000 of debt to putting an offer down on my first £285,000 property in less than a year. I'll share the tips I followed and the tools I used that helped me along my journey. January 2019 was the first time in 6 years that I was not in debt. When I had become debt-free, it wasn't in my mind to go on to purchase a property that same year. Having better control of my finances was the goal. I wouldn't have been able to get a property in London that year because of my salary anyways. In less than a year, I was putting an offer down, all because of a few things I'm about to share with you now. This journey spans from 2017 to 2019. If you have any questions about my journey or want help in your journey, drop your questions in the comments below. And be sure to like this video if it gives you value and follow me for more tips like this on YouTube. The first thing I did was I got my finances in order. I used to be in a lot of debt for a very long time. For the past few years though, I've put myself on a budgeting plan and stuck to it. It's allowed me to develop good financial habits and change the way I use money. Habits such as tracking my spending and reducing spending in areas that I do not need to spend so much in. Before I was using an app called Banking to help with this, but recently they don't have much UK bank support because of the new open banking APIs. So now I use Money Dashboard and MONZO to categorize and tag my bank transactions. I reduced my spending. Every time one of my subscriptions was coming to an end, I would bargain with the existing provider, and if they didn't give me a good enough deal, I would shop around for a cheaper one. Whether that was my gas or electric bill, phone contract, and even weekly travel ticket, I signed up to CITYMAPPER's £40 a week pass because of its unlimited zone 1 to 3 London travel and extra perks, such as £10 weekly credit with black cabs and some ride-hailing apps, plus other stuff. I had been travelling at least 6 days a week pre-coronavirus, which is about £51 a week. And a weekly travel car would have cost me £42.50. So it was really a no-brainer to get the CITYMAPPER pass because it was cheaper and had better value. All of this tracking and reduction in spending helped me save at least 40% of my salary back then and improve my credit score, which is imperative for getting a mortgage on a house. I even had a 999 perfect credit score at one point. This was a habit I kept up for 2 years until I decided to get a new job. I became a UX designer. August 2017 was the first time I worked a full-time job after graduating from uni. Until then, I was just a freelancer, designing logos and websites to make ends meet, which I was barely able to do because of past business failures, getting scammed out of £10,000, and my bad financial habits. I was in a lot of debt. Before I applied for my first UX job, I looked at the market and saw jobs with salaries ranging from 60 to 90k for skills I believed I had but lacked in confidence with experience to apply for. I only had 2 years of experience in UX as a startup founder, and didn't feel that justified my demands for such a high salary. I still feel I had the skills though, so I devised a plan to build evidence around what I could do with my UX skills in industry. I was very lucky at the time that National Royal Inquiries (NRE) was looking for a UX hire. NRE was a perfect opportunity for me to demonstrate to the UX industry why I was worth the high salaries. There was another job offer I had at the time for a startup, but for my next career step, I needed huge empirical evidence of why I could demand such a high salary. NRE was the best way for me to demonstrate that. They are the UK's #1 train and ticket information provider. Everyone in the UK uses their services at some point, so any work I could do with them would be noticed and used by millions. The perfect way to generate that empirical evidence I needed for my next career step. So I applied, and because of my early start in UX, thanks to my startup, I was the strongest candidate that they had, and that was demonstrated by my work ethic and the case study they got me to present on how I would improve their railcard website. You can actually see the case study that secured me that job in the descriptions below. I went from looking to hired in less than a month because of my case study. I spent 2 years at NRE defining over 30 UX experiments that brought in an extra 12 million in revenue for NRE. Also continued to run my startup and taught myself to code while on the job. I had set myself a plan to use NRE as a stepping stone to advance my career, and what a stepping stone that was for me. Not only did I prove myself as a UX designer in the industry, but by continuing to work on my startup and learning to code while on the job meant that I had amassed all of these skills that turned me into a powerhouse of an individual that companies desired. If you're liking this video, hit the like button to show your support. I got a higher paying job. When it came to looking for jobs this time, I did not shy away from the salaries that I desired in my heart. I was not only confident I had the skills, but also had the impressive experience in the industry to prove it. I wasn't just a UX designer anymore. I could now code, and it opened up higher salaries for me even though I hadn't had a coding job yet. Just the ability and proof of my coding skills were enough for me to get hired in 2 weeks for a job that more than tripled my salary. Being a developer today is such a desirable skill for employers. Think about it. The world is becoming more and more dependent on technology, and the only way to make technology is by being a developer. Developers are the architects of the future of this world. It makes sense why everyone wants to hire them and pay them top salaries. I was saving money with my last job, but that more than quadrupled with my new job because I was earning so much more now that I was a developer. I went from saving 40% of my salary to now saving over 70% of my salary. And that, coupled with the fact that I had sound financial habits because of my budgeting plan, meant that I could save for a deposit in less than 3 months after starting the new job. Don't get this twisted though, you can still earn a lot of money and not be able to save money. It was building good financial habits that helped me do this in such a fast time. Because my income increased, my spending habit didn't, that meant I could save more faster and be well on my way to my financial plans. So thanks guys for watching.